Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
360 the Poet here, informing you that the scariest show to hit Las Vegas is coming this October to the Arts District. Abandon your fears and enter into our haunted asylum where the mind of the Marquis de Sade, the most notorious writer in history, comes to life. Immerse yourself in Las Vegas's newest haunted show. Join us at Vegas Theater Company in the Downtown Arts District and scream with abandon. Show is R-rated, not suitable for those under 17. Tickets available at abandonvegas.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
One, two. Oh, we in this thing like a wedgie, baby. We in here. Y'all already know what it is, baby. You know what it is. It's hump day, so it's time to holla at the homie. Yep, there we go. We right here in this thing, baby. Oh, I keep messing with buttons over here, but here we go. The hollering at the homie. You know what it is? It is homecoming week, dawg. What's up, Alex? What you got going on, Miguel? Am I going to see you this weekend? Is all I'm trying to ask. Is you bringing your ass? Everybody that know. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, then that's your bad. That's on you for not knowing. IYKYK. What up, Lucy Lowe? What's up, baby? Glad to see you tuned in and tapping in with us over here. As always, it's good to always get some of my regulars in the building. For some reason, I got some pause due to poor connection, but we back. You'll be there. Good to hear it, Alex Mo. Good to hear it. But, yep, let me adjust my camera up here, make sure my my Tennessee State is showing the Tennessee State University. That's what I'm talking about. You got to put a "the" in front of that thing. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So anybody that ever been to HBCU homecoming already understand the excitement brewing in everybody that doesn't live in the city where they school once was. But now they ready to get back for homecoming. So all the people that don't live in Nashville anymore, that graduated from Tennessee State or even just went to Tennessee State or hell, just popped up at that thing a couple times. You know what I mean? Popped up on the yard a couple times and just called it your own for any reason. Y'all gonna descend upon the Nashville area this weekend. I know homecoming week already started, so we had a couple activities going on already. Big ups to the homie Charles Galbraith, the National Alumni Press. He always makes sure it's something fire going on the yard. He bring the hottest people. He makes sure the hottest activities going on. So if you ain't never been, then you might need to make your way second weekend. Normally second weekend in October every year in the 615. But big up. So this week's shirt is sponsored by the homie Ray Ray. down there off 28th Jefferson, right there behind the Circle K. Second booth past the dumpsters. He got me one of these hooked up last year. You know what I mean? So anybody know? You know, it's all type of vendors up and down the street as you make your way up Jefferson, or excuse me, John A. Merritt Boulevard. Once you cross across a certain point. But yeah, man, it's an exciting time. What's up, Martin Nicole? What's going on, twin? How you doing, Janare? Good to see everybody in this thing as always. And we got a good one this week. Got a good letter. I actually had this letter since before I went on surgery. Like, somebody wrote me this letter, and they've been asking me, like, yo, man, what's up? I'm trying to figure out how to navigate through this thing. But I said, hold tight, because I wanted to make sure I held it for the right opportunity as well for my listeners to be able to get the same. What up with you, Pete? Kip Neen in the building. Kip Smith, what's happening with you? I know I'm going to see your ass this weekend. I already know, because you be popping up like a mole through the ground, baby. You pop up out of nowhere. Killer Pete in the building. But yeah, we in this thing like a wedgie, and we going to talk a little bit about all of that. But again, so if you've never been to a HBCU homecoming, then make your way to one. Find you a friend that went to a HBCU. Al Rich, what up there, Superman in the car biz? Find you a friend that went to a HBCU and tap in with him, man. Take a ride with him. What up, Dak in the building? Kofi, what's happening, baby? Who you with? You know what I mean? Find you somebody that went to a HBCU and tag along with them, but be ready. Be ready, because people may not receive you all that well. If you didn't go there, if they ain't never seen you before, like, they gonna be skeptical. They gonna step back from you. They gonna check you out. They gonna check out your clothes. They gonna check out how you talk, how you walk, all that. So you better have your ish together if you gonna go to a HBCU homecoming. Don't just pop up looking all random, because you gonna get treated quite random. What up, Kevin Cordova? What's happening with you, baby? Good to see you. He always tuning in with 360 the Poet. Hey, man, I need to get some lights from you, man. I need to buy some, but I know you got some older ones, and I know you want to let them go for the low, Kevin, so let me know. We'll talk. DM me. We'll talk about that. But anyway, we in this thing, so we going to talk a little bit about all that kind of stuff, reunions and, get back togethers and stuff like that. When we're going to discuss how to navigate through some of the more, I'm not going to say difficult, because it shouldn't be difficult. Some less comfort. Excuse me, less comfortable times. What's going on with you? Jay Neal popped up in the building. Cali Twin #1. So we're going to dive straight into it at this point. You already know where you are, but first I always got to give my disclaimer. You know that. Welcome back to Holla at the Homie, the #1 advice line, online or live and in person. So if you've ever sat in the studio with me, or if you ever been somewhere live and direct, this ain't scripted. What's up, Elu? I know I'm going to see you this weekend represent. You be putting on for your girls down there. So big up. Salute to you, my sister. My friend. What I was about to say? We talking about like how when you go to these HBCU homecomings and stuff like that, you got to be kind of ready. But you're at the #1 advice column, live or in person, and if you've ever sat with me, you know that none of this is scripted. I don't pre-plan any of this. Like, only thing I kind of pre-plan is just the fact that it's a letter right here in front of me, and I jot down a couple notes to it. But again, it's just advice. I've never been trained. I've never been paid any tuition to be a clinical psychologist, psychiatrist, and or counselor. I'm more like a life coach, and I'm only dealing with the things I've been through in my life, or I've been close enough to sponge up the game through somebody else's life that's been right there with me and don't mind me using some of their stuff to wring out my sponge to y'all. So there we go. With that being said, let's dive straight into this letter right here. It says, Dear homie, I hope this letter finds you well. I wanted to reach out to you for some advice on the situation I'm facing. I thought you might have some wisdom to share. It's about a reunion with a person or people I'm no longer fond of. You see, there's an upcoming event that I'm expected to attend that involves reconnecting with individuals from my past who I've had some disagreements or negative experiences with. I'm sure we've all been in this kind of situation at some point in our lives, right? It can be quite tricky to navigate, and I'd appreciate your insight on how to handle it gracefully. And they put in air quotes, gracefully. So they really want some couth with this, right? So, of course, on one part, of me feels like I should just avoid the event altogether to spare myself the potential discomfort. But on the other hand, I don't want to miss out on reconnecting with other friends or acquaintances who will be there. And I also don't want to let the past conflicts dictate my actions. So here are a few specific questions I have for you. 1, how do I mentally prepare myself for this reunion? Like, any tips on how to stay calm and collected when faced with people I'd rather not be around? 2, should I make an effort to address any lingering issues with these individuals beforehand? Or is it better to let sleeping dogs lie and focus on positive interactions during the event? 3, what strategies can I employ during the reunion to help things be civil and avoid any unnecessary confrontations? And finally, 4, how can I gracefully exit a conversation or situation if it becomes uncomfortable without drama or hurt feelings? I understand that you may have some valuable advice or some personal experiences to share, and I'd greatly appreciate any guidance you can provide. Thanks in advance for taking the time to help me navigate this challenging situation. Sincerely, in need of reunion redemption. Damn. So, IYKYK. If you know, you know. Anybody who know me know that this one hit close. You know, this one hit close. And that's probably why the person was asking these questions, because they probably want to figure out how to navigate through any type of situation that may come about in any similar situations. And so, first of all, like I always do, I want to thank both my listeners, my viewers, and everything like that. But I also want to make sure I take time to thank the individual who wrote the letter, Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption. So thank you for reaching out. You know, my first point would be that reunions can be both, they can be exciting, and they can, let me see, for lack of a better word, they can be daunting, right? I mean, they can kind of linger on you and be like, I really don't know, what to do with this whole situation, especially when you facing like situations or perspective reuniting with someone that you've had conflict or some sort of rub the wrong way. All right, that's always a irk in your stomach when it comes about like that, right? So I've got a couple ways to kind of navigate through this gracefully. And, I keep using the word navigate because that's exactly what it's going to take. It's going to take you, you said they nosy ass hell. Let me say what Twin 2 says, I'm not going to fake person at all. It may be a little difficult. But that's the thing about it. It's not about being fake. So we're going to dive into a few things about that. And the first one kind of goes into that. It's about self-reflection, right? You got to reflect in yourself. Before the reunion, take some time for self-reflection. Ask yourself, number one, why are you holding on to these negative feelings? Like, you got to ask yourself these things, because if you worried about the other people or persons or things of that nature, then you're allowing them to take control. You're allowing them to, again, that's why I said I'm using the word navigate, because you have to be the own personal GPS through this, meaning you have to take ownership on why you yourself are holding on to those feelings. Well, let me see. Dak says, first, pray about it. Second, forgive whosoever you've had issues with. Third, be the bigger person. Move on, move forward. Some of that's included in what my words are over here as well today. Dak, thank you for your peaceful and always educational words. So, is it something that can be resolved? That's what you got to ask yourself. Is it something that can be fixed, resolved, or even further, can it be forgiven? Because you can always come to a resolution, but can you come to forgiveness? That's part of your self-reflection. Sometimes time passing by can soften it a little bit. They can soften your feelings, or sometimes it may not. Sometimes if things may occur that may exacerbate your feelings. Again, I'm always going to play angel and devil's advocate, because I'm never going to tell you what to do, Mr. or Miss in need of redemption, reunion redemption. I'm just giving you options of what can be done and how things can be looked at, right? So does the passage of the time in between the last time you've interacted, since it's a reunion, so that the union has been separated or broken in some way, now it's a reunion, has that passage of time softened the blow? Or have things occurred that made things worse? you know? And we might find that when we look at it that way, that what seems significant, what seemed like such a big deal, before, way back then, might not be as crucial now. But what if things have occurred in between then that have continued to turn the screw? Then on that side of things, you got to kind of look at it like that self-reflection. If you use that self-reflection and you see that, and part of the reflection is not even you creating part of the issue continuously and exacerbating the issue, making it worse than what it was before, or even keeping it where it is and it cannot drive backwards towards forgiveness. If you're not that person, if that's not part of you, then don't take ownership into that in your self-reflection. I'll say that. But that's a reflection of the situation. Remember that. You know, so it may not be as crucial as it was back then, but now it may even be worse. That's my first point. Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption. What's up, Mike Donardi? Real estate, always probably out there slanging houses, either that or eating somewhere good. But then also, you know me, what do I preach every single week? Every single week when I'm talking about how to deal with issues or handle issues or resolve issues, the number one word that always comes up is communication. And it's a two-way street. What about that two-way street? Where are you at? Where's your lane in that? You have to be on that street, willing to hear the other side out without waiting to double dutch and jump into the conversation. You know what I mean? And kind of like add your 2 bits. What part of the communication are you trying to drive in both lanes? Or like I always say, there's no traffic in your lane. If you stay in your own lane, there's never any traffic. You know, that's one thing you got to understand and realize, that if you stay in your own lane, there's no traffic. So there's no collisions. There's no issues. There's no problems. So what part of the open communication are you taking ownership of? If the issue with the person is still bothering you, consider reaching out before the reunion. Or not. If you reach out, then a simple message or a conversation may clear the air and potentially maybe alleviate any lingering tension. One phone call, one message, really a phone call, because texts are so impersonal. Emails are impersonal. I don't care if you're a per my last email type of person. Emails are still impersonal. You can't really get into the conversation on a screen unless it's FaceTime, but that's still a call. That would have counted against your minutes back in the day. If it was nights and weekends only, if you called at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, that would have counted against your minutes. FaceTime would. But nevertheless, I digress. I'm getting off. But, one phone call could possibly, not saying it's a guarantee. I'm not putting a stamp of a guarantee approval on it, but one phone call could possibly help alleviate some of the lingering tension. One conversation, meaning a two-way, open, communicative conversation, adult style, could possibly relieve some of that tension that you may have, right? You don't have to, become best friends or anything like that, but having an open, honest conversation can do nothing less but at least make the reunion less unpleasant. I'm not going to say it's going to make it more pleasant. It's going to make it less unpleasant. Possibly. Could alleviate everything. Because it could be some stuff that's misunderstood. A lot of times, like when we break off and go in a different route than, our core friends and things like that, people feel like it has to be a collision course. And it really may just be y'all were on the same highway at a time. And now one of y'all going 285, one of y'all going 20. One of y'all going 215, one of y'all going 95. One of y'all going 65, one of y'all going 24. I'm giving you these things so you can understand where we fork in the road at times. It doesn't mean that you got to stop your drive of being who you are. Neither do they. But you have to understand that neither do they. You can't force somebody to operate and drive how you drive. Because that's not allowing them. What's up, Double E? That's not allowing them to really be the operator of their vehicle, because that means that's you changing them. And it's probably mostly only in your mind that you're changing them, because you're not changing them, or else they'd be driving that direction on their own. But again, one conversation could probably, most likely alleviate a lot of the unnecessary tension, the lingering tension. You know how it is when you strain a muscle and like you finally getting back to it, but you still feel a little bit of What's causing that? Get to the root of it. And you can't. This is one of my famous sayings that I created. This is on my own. You can't untie a knot from the ends. You have to dive into the middle to see where it begins. You feel me? So you got to get into it. You can't just expect to answer this, or alleviate this tension from where you are. You have to be able to come closer together to get an understanding of where the knot even started. You dig? You got to, where did the knot start? That's the only way you're going to get a knot out of your shoestring is getting in the middle of it. You can't untie it from the little things on the end of the string. You're making it a tighter knot because you probably pulling in the wrong direction. But it takes the end of that string, which is you, where you are, and the other end of that string, which is the situation, the person, the people, where they or their situation is, and you have to come closer to the middle of the knot. And eventually y'all gonna have to meet in the middle somewhere. And if you button heads, you'll never untie it. But if you allow them their lane and they allow you yours, eventually that knot gonna come untied. Because the origins of it are here in the middle, trying to figure out why it's there in the first place. And that's metaphorically that conversation. That's that conversation. That's that, even if you don't have it in you to call, that's that text, the long ass text where it's just turned blue or green if you're a droider, where it just turned blue for like the whole page. Like you can't even see like where the message began at. If that's how you got to get it in however you got to get it in. But if you got the blue message, then you can actually leave a voice text. I like those. I like leaving those because people get a chance to, you don't have to bother them because everybody don't want to answer a call and everybody don't check their voicemail. But if you iPhone to iPhone, what up, Steve Bratt? I know I'm going to see you this weekend, homie. But if you got, you can go voice text to voice text, then that clears up a whole lot of ambiguity on what the conversation or what the message is all about. But you got to be willing to have it. That's my point right here. You have to be able to be willing to have that open communication and have that talk if you're going to have any resolution to the tension in which you're going through with the people who you deep down in yourself, you still love each other. Or else you wouldn't care enough to care enough. That's what the root of it is. You got to understand. That's the part that usually brings about more tension pulling from the other end. I ain't fooling with them. I love that fool. I ain't fooling with her. I love her, but I ain't fooling with her. That's what you got to understand, that is still some love there somewhere. But it ain't always going to stay. Don't always stay. You got to know that too. So if you continue to go in the other direction, you can end up squeezing that love out. Even if one side's still sitting right here, if the other one is pulling that string, you're going to squeeze all the love out the knot. And it's never going to come. Never going to get that knot out. It's a wrap. You got to cut it. It ain't nothing to cut it. Oh. Got to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. So where are you at in that? Have you had that? What's up, Pisces Princess, Miss K? What's happening with your cousin? Where are you at in that portion of your tension or your dilemma? Are you headed back towards the knot to get it out? Or you saying I'm cool where I'm at? Or you saying, no, I'm getting as far away as possibly can, and you can say to hell with all that. You can say what's up to, you can do all of that. It's your choice. I'm just giving you the options. I'm just here to give you options. That's all. I'm just Jamel Holloway in you. I can pitch it. I can hand it off. I can run with it. That's what you can do. You can be the Jamel Holloway of this whole situation because you got the options. It's all about which one you gonna take. You in control, Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption. You are in control of the whole situation. So there's no need to be, what'd you say over here in the letter? You said, you said one part of me feels like I should just avoid the event altogether to spare myself the potential discomfort. What? You ain't even gonna go? Now that's one thing I'm gonna tell you, slap yourself. Slap yourself. If you gonna let them dictate you and run your car too, you gonna let them run your whip too and drive theirs. They can continue to do whatever they want to do. And you're gonna let them drive and control your ride too. And you're not even gonna go. Well, I hope that one part of you is out the door. Now that's one point of advice I'm telling you. I'm gonna say don't even succumb to that. You say, but on the other hand, I don't want to miss out on reconnecting with others. Exactly. Like, don't let one bad banana spoil the whole pudding. Either avoid that banana altogether or scoop it out and throw it to the side. Fill some whipped cream in it, some filler. That's all the other stuff you can do in lieu of that. I'm speaking some metaphors today. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Metaphor 360. But, so there's no need to, I know it's a tricky situation. You said it yourself. You said, we've all been through these situations before in our lives, right? And we have. And I'm sure we've all handled them good. We've all handled them where we felt we could have handled them better, and we've learned, hopefully, however we handled them. However we decided to go into the situation. I hope we've learned from it, whether it be a good growth method or if you took a fall, took an L, because you got losses and you got lessons. Only way a loss stays a loss is if you don't learn your lesson. Because then you gain something. You gain some knowledge on how to handle not being in that situation again. So where are you? I've only given you two of my points. Got about 7 of them, that I came up with, and I decided to say I was going to say to you, Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption. So self-reflection, figuring out what is your part in all of this, To recap, to anybody who out there, just showing up, we talking about how do you navigate through a situation where you going to meet up with some people that you may not rock with the same anymore. And I got a writer who sent in a letter asking about should they go? How do they address this? Do they address it beforehand? And part of all of that's wrapped in my response. You got to reflect on what your part of it is. If you ever in a situation like this, you have to reflect on what your ownership of this situation is. It's not just one person creating it or not just one group creating it. It's 2 sides to every story. 3, really. Your side, they side, and the truth. Remember that. But on the same token, what do you own in this? And are you willing and ready to have open communication about it to try to alleviate some of the tension? All right. But with all that being said, my third point is you have to set realistic expectations. Like, don't, understand that people change over time, right? Right? People change over time. We all do. I change, you change, they change, that everybody changes over time. And that's growth. You're not growing if you're staying the same. What up, DJ Everclear? You're not having any growth if you're staying the same. So people change over time. So set realistic expectations that the person or people or group that you had a falling out with might not be the same today as they were back then when you first linked up. Or they may not be the same person today that they were back then when you had the tiff with one another. So you got to approach the reunion with an open mind and be willing to accept that they may have grown and changed just like you have. A lot of times we block off, reconciliation because we don't give people the benefit of the doubt that they may have had growth like us. The same growth we feel like, I know for sure that I've grown up. Maybe they feel the same way with conviction about themselves. Maybe they have actually had that growth. It's just you haven't allowed yourself to see it. Or maybe you see some of the same ish they've been doing the entire time. And you understand that they're not grown in that area. Martin goes, I haven't grown up then, which is understandable. And it's not about growing up. It's about having the understanding that other people may or may not have grown. And that you welcome to say that. F them. F them. I say, mother made you, mother love you. Mother, I don't have to love nobody. If I choose to, then I choose to. If I choose to distance myself in the same, allow me that respect and space also. The same space you allow me to bring you in and love you, allow me to give you that same space to unlove you too, though. And you have to allow yourself that space with those realistic expectations, Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption. You have to set realistic expectations, meaning, one, understand that they may have grown as well or they may not have. And two, know where you're willing to go and don't expect anybody else to meet you there, but just watch how they approach you or even if they even try. But you have to be realistic about it, that they may not have grown like you have. Or if they're saying that they have, allow them the fact to say that, maybe, let me see. Maybe I'm looking at it through a blinded glass. Maybe it's tinted because I know they sour, but maybe they changing somewhere else. Maybe, possible they're changing somewhere else, but maybe they're not. If you watch, people can change what they do, but they can't change how they move. What do you mean 360? Yeah, I can change like the pieces around me. What up, Kelly Steele? I can change the pieces around me, but how am I going to play this chess match? How am I moving? Am I aggressive? So remember that. A leopard will never change his spots. You shave him down, you're going to have spotted skin. It's going to like a naked Dalmatian. So remember, self-reflection, open communication, set realistic expectations, right? And another way, again, like I say, I'm always on both shoulders, okay? I'm on both shoulders. Focus on the positives. Just bear with me. I know you'd be like, man, double birds, double middle fingers. I know a lot of people may be thinking double middle fingers, but focus on the positives, right? Remember that other people that you'll be reuniting with, and the enjoyable aspects of the totality of the event. Okay? You're trying to figure out how to handle this when you know you go into this event, but how do you handle the reunion that you may or may not even occur? So focus on the positive things that you know are going to happen around this event. The people you know you're going to see and you're going to give dap to your fingers damn near feel like you got blisters on them, right? You know what I mean? Like the people like, man, I couldn't wait to breathe on you. Focus on those things, Concentrate on reconnecting with the friends that you want to rock with and reminiscing on the past and create new memories now, right? The memories don't ever go away, but now you can create new ones that are focused on more positive energy that come around the situations in which you're with people. Because you're going to, eventually somewhere along the line, the orbit's going to come into alignment. What Mika Broomfield said. I read somewhere that people associate being bigger person with the historical trauma that usually starts with our parents. And we mistakenly associate being the bigger person with how much we can take. And that's dysfunctional. Once a person shows you who they are, believe them. This is true. Leave from for respectful to cordial interactions, but never let them all the way back in. Absolutely. Now, no, I ain't never said nobody all the way back in. I just said to be able to be, like you say, cordial in interactions when you're reuniting to navigate the reunion between people that you really don't rock with anymore. And you know what? Like I said, if I got an enemy, I can't point them out. I promise to you. And I stand on that with my good foot and my bad foot. If I got an enemy, I cannot point them out. But at the same time, I got to realize and understand that, people are who they are. And people are going to be who they're going to be. And I got to understand that everybody ain't for me. I got a piece I may lay on y'all a little bit later that I only did one time live. And part of it says, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll wait to do it for y'all. And I'm not going to talk about that just yet. But the thing about it, you got to understand, like, you got to have the focus on the positive interactions is good for you. Because if you thinking negative, you feeling negative, and that energy is real. Whether people want to believe, you getting into science fiction. No, I'm getting to the science of facts. Science faction is what I'm talking about. Like the energy that you carry with you is contagious, and it also is depreciating or uplifting. Nowhere in between. Either it's bringing you down or it's lifting you up. And that can be contagious to everybody around you. Hating in secret, Jay Morgan. The energy that you bring is all about how you want the mood to be set in the room. And if you're not feeling somebody's energy, then be repellent. That's repellent. I call it off. Mosquito repellent. Because ain't no need to let you sit there and bite on me. What up, Rich Blackman? Ain't no reason to sit there and let you bite off me and suck up my good energy and you giving off nasty. Nah, I got some off. I spray my off on your ass. Get off me. Back up off me. That's what it's called, back up off me. I can't allow you to suck up my good energy if you giving bad, so I just let it be repellent. So I focus on the positives. So I don't want the negative energy around me. So I got to think about the other good stuff, or you in need of reunion redemption. You got to think about the other good stuff that's going to occur in the event itself. You understand what I'm saying? But I know what you're thinking. That's being fake and all this other kind of stuff, right? No, I'm not trying to get you to be fake. I want you to. My next point is you got to stay true to yourself. Meaning, like, be true to your own feelings, though. What's up, Rasdar? Be true to your own feelings, though. Don't just go into this like, bowing down and letting everybody else's feelings be okay. Nah, Your feelings matter. Your feelings matter, yo. Like, you know, you can't go in there like just saying like, well, I'm gonna let everybody else be cool, but on the inside, I'm bubbling, I'm boiling. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why would you allow that to happen? What's up, Keish? You should have Cheese on here listening right now. Tell him to tune in. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot or should not allow other people's feelings or the fact that their feelings are okay and yours aren't ever be a part of what you got going on, because you're not being true to yourself. If you're not comfortable engaging in this with this person, it's okay to keep your interactions polite and minimal. It's mute to be cute. Exactly. It's homecoming week. Ready, baby. It's keep it mute and cute. Keep them minimal. Keep it pushing. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay to be that way. If you don't feel like in your spirit that your energy is going to be okay interacting with the people, it's all right. It's your energy. Exactly. Heavy on the minimal. Like, you ain't got to say nothing. Nothing at all. And you ain't got to let them gas you up. But you know, the thing about it is, like, I tell people all the time, like, you don't show people what you're doing. Don't show people how you feeling about stuff, because a watched pot can never reach its boiling point. And when you ready to blow up, you need to be able to be at your boiling point and have a reason behind all that. All them bubbles are your reasons behind why you ready to go that way. So, remember that. Just because somebody chill don't mean they good. So if you know people that's in these situations, keep an eyeball on them. Tap in with them. Like, hey, I know such and such may be occurring. You may be on it or may be not. I ain't seen how you doing. I'm just asking how you doing. If you real to the people if you in a situation where you know the reunion about to be a little bit difficult or uncomfortable, then it's okay to, to tap in with the people that you know are the spearheads of that situation. Like, hey, just checking in with you, You good? All right, cool. Bet. So now that then it won't be a mystery to you when they got all them bubbles and they spill over on somebody. You got to be, you don't need to force a friendship or pretend to be somebody that you're not. Why? Why fake to be somebody who you are not? Because then again, you are not being true to yourself. So to rewind again. So point number 1, self-reflection. What is my part in this? Point number 2, open communication. Am I willing to talk this out? Am I willing to have some words? Is the other party ready, or are they even worthy of the words? Number 3, stick expectations. Understand that your growth occurred and other people's may occur as well, but also pay attention to how they move and see if it's even realistic that y'all may get to a point where y'all can untie the knot from the middle by having that conversation, right? Also focus on the positive things. Like if you're going into a situation where you about to be around other people and they give you good vibes and they give you good energy, focus on that. Put your energy into that. But don't be fake. Don't be fake. Stay true to yourself. Don't be fake and putting that energy into that and make it seem like, oh, let me make sure I'm doing this so nobody knows I'm paying. No. Be you, true to you, because your feelings matter. Your feelings mean something. It's a reason why you feel that way. Your feelings really mean something to somebody, to you, hopefully. Hopefully they matter enough to you to where you don't fake a friendship or you fake a situation. Like I say, keep the interactions minimal or non-existent. And it's not like you running. No. You just know you. You're being true to you. So you keeping them non-existent. And by saying that, I mean to say my next point is make sure you plan an exit strategy. Make sure that you got, if things become uncomfortable during the situation or the reunion, make sure you have an exit strategy in mind. Like, right? Like, it could be as simply as excusing yourself to chat with other friends or taking a break outside or, you're going to smoke you a joint or whatever you may be doing. Have your exit strategy already ready. Have your doobie rolled and be like, I'm over here with it. Whatever it is that you're going to have your get the hell away from them situation, do that. Let that be okay to be what you rocking with next. Because again, that's still being true to you. You don't have to let situations blow up and things like that, you know. Just have your exit strategy together. You know, that's my 6th point for you. You know what I mean? But my 7th would be to forgive and let go. Can you do that? Because when you forgive, you get that weight off of you. But you don't have to forgive them to their face. You forgive them in your mind. Forgive them in your heart. You don't have to say a thing to them. I'm a firm believer on that. I ain't got to say, if I know I forgave you in my mind and my heart, I ain't got to give you the satisfaction of knowing that I did. I don't. Because I'm forgiving you for me. So you got to forgive them for you. Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption, you got to forgive them for you. You know? Because reunions are a chance for both closure and growth. Closure and growth. You may just, you know, you ever been at a time you're like, that may be the last time I spoke to this cat. You know, I done been with some folks and next thing you know, they somewhere else. Being somebody different. And I know I'll probably never be back again with him again. So the reunion is a chance for closure and it's a chance for growth. You know, consider forgiving the person for your sake. And again, it don't have to be verbalized. What's up, James Lewis? Pit Slim to the brim again. I'm going to see you in a couple days, which tomorrow, maybe Friday. But, you know, forgive them for your sake, not for theirs. You know, holding on to grudges can be emotionally draining, man. You know? But you say, Nika Brumfield said, I need a whole new show on forgiveness. I struggle with forgiveness. I really don't think I even know how. And write me up. Send me a message. DM me. I'll do a whole show on forgiveness. I promise. Because you know what I'm saying? Because man, listen, I'd have been burned so much, I think I got brands on my body. You feel me? So, and right, for real, send me one. I got you. I will break it down for you. What up, Jay Wood? You know what I'm saying? You got to forgive for you, not for them. Once I realized that my forgiveness came for me and it allowed me to feel lighter on my feet, to be still on my bicycle, on my T, you know, still fighting this thing called life, fighting through this thing called life. That forgiveness allowed me to be lighter on my feet while I'm doing it. So I'm not throwing just as I'm fighting through life. Life in itself is a boxing match. Your years are your rounds. How many rounds did you make it around the sun? Your life is your boxing match. You fighting through it every day. Is it a spar today or is it an all-out brawl today? So when you forgive somebody or you forgive a situation, then you lighten yourself up. You back bouncing. Yeah, I'm still on my T and I got a bad foot. You feel me? So you got to be lighter on for you. It ain't for them. So again, you don't have to verbalize to them that you forgave them. You ain't got to tell them nothing. You don't have to give them the satisfaction of letting them know that, you know what? I forgive you, my son. You know what? I forgive you. You know? You don't got to tell them ish. Just do it for you, though. You can do it for you. Or you can. You can hold on to it. It's up to you. Again, I never tell you what to do. I just tell you what can be done. Mr. and Miss in need of reunion redemption. I'm so glad I don't know if this is a guy or a girl that wrote this. Well, I do because I know the person who wrote it. But they didn't say in here whether, you know, so it's not dealing with certain emotions or feelings based off gender. This is a truly open letter. You know? So, like, forgiving and letting go, it can be liberating. You know what I mean? It can actually be a way for you to feel like I've grown to a whole new plateau of me. Because you're not being any different in who you are by forgiving somebody. You're not being fake to yourself if you're doing it for the right reasons. Because if you're not doing it for the right reasons, you're really not forgiving them in the first place. You're just saying some stuff. But if you really forgive them for you, then it just hit different. So, big shout out to Javon and Icarice Banks for having this secret supper club about a week ago or so, right? And it was dope. And they allowed me to kind of touch on, because I was one of the performers at this Secret Supper Club, and it allowed me to finally get this one off my chest and out into the world for the first time. So I'm gonna hit y'all with it because it kind of go along with, like, the situation today. So it's called Lost Ones, right? It said, I lost one of my best friends, and they still alive. Cat that I was down with for well over 25. But when I use hindsight and look through clearer eyes, I realized that the loyalty only flowed from one side, and that was mine. And no, it's not okay, but I promise I'll be fine. Because I just know I went out with my nose open, not my eyes, and I rendered myself blind. And I'd be downright lying to say that I won't miss the times of us running game because we were vicious between the lines. But I'm not angry. I'm disappointed, and not in him, just in me, because the loyal energy that I generated wasn't reciprocated, and I feel bad that I didn't see. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it, though, because this in itself was a blow that propelled me to grow, to understand and to know that where I'm headed, no matter how much I dreaded, everybody ain't meant to go. So I've made it my mission to know if people are with me for show or just for show. Do you root for me in my absence, or adversely do you hate on me on the low? I really wish the answers came wrapped up in a box with a pretty little bow, or people were classified like indica or sativa, or they came with a little friendly meter to let you know whether they were friend or foe. Either way, yo, I'm glad that I learned a lesson. To value my time and to know with whom to invest it. I know it's neither jesters nor yes men. It's with people whom we have found in each other a connection and of clear understanding that our personal lives, as parents, children, and wives, are not to be messed with. So hashtag watch who you call your best friends. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. So that you understand, like, you can navigate through situations that may not be comfortable to you. No matter how deep the cut may be, you can always forgive for you. You can always forgive for you, not for them. That's the only way you're going to fix that wound. The only way you're going to allow that wound to close up and to heal is to forgive for you. Remember that. So, Mr. or Miss in need of reunion redemption, again, I appreciate you for writing in, giving us your question, because it's some that's on the mind of a bunch of us out here. So a bunch of us out here asking the same question. How do you navigate through situations where discomfort is damn near a guarantee? And it's usually dealing with the people that are involved in the situation. So we handled that today. So again, to recap. Self-reflection, open communication, set realistic expectations, focus on the positive, stay true to yourself, plan an exit strategy, and forgive and let go. Oh man, speaking of letting go, I was able to allow myself to let go of a lot at the Rise Festival. If y'all never been to the Rise Festival, they have it out here in the Dry Lake Bed, first weekend, first Friday of October every year. Man, it was one of the most exhilarating and beautiful. Check out my TikTok, 360 The Poet. You'll see all the stuff from the Rise Festival as well. Also, holla at me. You can check it out on my YouTube at Holla at the Homie with 360 The Poet. But anywho, as always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in to all my people, Mika Broomfield, Dak, all y'all, Keisha, everybody that tapped in, Kevin Cordova, always a pleasure, James Lewis Pitts, Lucy Lowe, all the people that came on and said what's up. As always, I appreciate y'all. And to all my people that's down in the Ville, get ready, baby. Get geeked. It's homecoming week. And it's been your boy, 360 The Poet. And anytime you need me, HOLLA. ATTHAHOMIE. Holla at the homie at gmail.com. And until next time, I love you. Love yourself in a minute.